Alright, what's going on, dudes, and welcome to the Sync mod. That's S-Y-N-C as in synchronize, not S-I-N-K as in I'm going to wash my hands in a sink, although, who knows, that kind of sync mod may already exist somewhere. So that was a brief demonstration just to get you interested, but now let's take it from the top. So the idea of this mod is you create these shells, these clones more or less, that you can use to populate the world, and then you can teleport to them, use them to maintain a separate inventory, respawn at after you die, just a whole bunch of options as to how you can take advantage of them. So let's begin with the crafting recipes. First off, you're going to need a sync core. This is used in the crafting recipes of the actual machines you're going to take advantage of. These are the resources you need. This is the arrangement you need to put in the workbench if you're in survival. And next up, you're going to need to use the sync core to create the shell constructor, which, again, crafting recipe here, and a treadmill crafting recipe here once again. And once you have those, you can set them up in this configuration, like so, and you'll have the pig running on the treadmill, and you'll have the shell constructor right next to it. You know what? Let's just start from scratch, just so you get the full idea as to how it works. So we'll put down our shell constructor right here, and then we need to put down our treadmill right next to it. And then we need to find a poor pig who's going to be our treadmill guinea pig. Haha, because it's a pig, so it's kind of it's partially guinea pig. That was a terrible joke. Okay, anyway, we're going to use the lead to pull him onto the treadmill. That's the he walked right by it. That tends to be the easiest way to do it. Alternatively, you can simply just push him onto the... He keeps walking around it. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's do it. I know you want to go for a run. There you go. He wanted to go for a run. He's just being a little bit finicky. So let's break the lead by running over here. And now our pig on the treadmill is generating... This is iChun's coined phrase. Again, this is a mod by iChun, actually. I think I forgot to mention that. And as you know, I have to make videos of his mods because they're all really good. Anyway, so he coined the phrase pigawatts. That is what the pig is generating here on the treadmill, and that's going to power our shell constructor. So now if we want to make a shell, we can right-click on the shell constructor, and you'll notice it starts forming these tiny little voxels at the bottom right there. What it's doing is it's going to start creating our character, more or less, my skin, as it is at the moment. But it's going to take a little while. In survival mode, that's just the way it goes. The pig's going to run. It's going to course pigawatts through the circuitry of the shell constructor, and slowly but surely, voxel by voxel, it's going to create our player skin. But we're going to speed it up here, since we are in creative, and we'd like to finish this up a little bit quicker. So I'll right-click it again. This is a feature that you can take advantage of in creative, and our shell is now complete. So if we were in survival, would have taken a while, but in the end, this is what we would have here, and it's a brand new shell. So the way we actually take advantage of this is we need to use a shell storage unit. So the only way to get into this particular shell is to abandon my current one. So let me go ahead and show you the crafting recipe for the shell storage. That is like so. Use another sync core, some obsidian, glass panes, block of iron, and a weighted pressure plate, and in return you get the shell storage machine. So we already used one right here, and there's another one way back where I started off in this video for the demonstration, but we'll go ahead and, I don't know, we'll place this over here, something like that. And it needs a redstone signal in order to function, so I have a redstone block in my inventory, and now you'll notice that the indicator right there goes from red to green when it's powered by redstone. It doesn't have to be a redstone block, it can be redstone wire, just a signal one way or another. So now when I walk on into here, it's going to give me a couple options. One of the options, which I believe is this one, 262.78.516, is the one I started at. That's where I walked in at the beginning, shoots me up into the air, and then I ended up over at the area I've been at. Now, the other one right here should be the shell that you can see on the right side of the screen. So if we click on that, it's going to do the GTA style animation for switching our shells, and then here we are, back at our shell constructor where we just made our new shell. So now this thing isn't going to have any more use for actually teleporting me around, but what I can do is right click on it and it'll start building me a new shell, which you may as well do. You may as well have all of these active making shells whenever you can if you're using this in survival. I should actually demonstrate by destroying this and placing it back down. If you are in survival here and you right click on it, it's going to prick your finger more or less to take a DNA sample from you, and then it's going to start constructing it. And you'll notice I'm right clicking on this and it's not doing anything because that is a creative functionality to be able to actually just insta create the shells. However, on the subject of game modes, something cool that you can do is you can actually maintain separate game modes between your different shells. So right now I'm in creative mode. If I walk on in here, I'm going to go ahead and swap to, I don't know, it doesn't really matter which of the other ones. I'll swap to the one I was just at that you can see straight in front of me. It'll also show that my other shell is currently 3% complete in the other shell constructor. So anyway, let me teleport on over here. And it's actually going to maintain my creative game mode over here. So once again, I'm in creative mode. Cool, and I've maintained my inventory. As I had mentioned, they do all have different inventories. And they also work interdimensionally. So I'm going to run over into the Nether portal, and we'll put down another shell storage machine in here, and then, oh, poor sheep, RIP. Put down another shell storage machine in here, put down our block of redstone next to it, and then we can go on in here, and I don't know, let's teleport to the very first one that we used. And off we go through the roof of the Nether, teleporting through the dimensions, and boom, there we are, back at the first one we started with. And again, I'm still in creative, and my inventory is clear because this one didn't actually have any items in it when I began. But I do want to fetch a bed, so actually rather than going back into the Nether, allow me to just spawn myself a bed right quick. Here we go, and what I can do is if I right click on a shell storage unit with a bed, it turns it into the home unit. So you'll notice that the indicator right there is turned blue, and that means that when I die, this is the one that I will respawn at. So let me put my character in here and allow me to go over to this one since he's in survival mode. Then I'll get myself killed somehow, and you'll notice when I respawn, I'll end up back at that shell. So I guess the easiest way to kill myself is just to go /kill. I'm dead, and it's really cool that the animation when your shell dies, it's pretty nifty. And there we go. Now we've respawned back at this particular shell storage unit. So yeah, that's the basic gist of the mod right there. We can go back and check on the progress of our current under construction shell. Well, actually, it's not going to be easy to get back there unless we go through the Nether. But once I've gone the roundabout way of making it back to where I was, oh, and then also it'll show that home icon, as you'll notice right on the bottom right hand side of my player right there. I have the home icon indicating that is in fact our home shell storage unit. Anyway, here we go, and now we can just take a look at our shell, still under construction, still being made, but eventually our pig will put in the necessary work and do exorcism maneuvers with his head. But that's about going to do it. So hopefully you've enjoyed. If you have, a rating would be much appreciated. Other than that, thank you very much for watching. A pretty darn cool mod overall. And yeah, that's it. See you guys next time.